Okay lads, because I didn't do much except glaze this anime in my first video of it, I ought to say something more this time, as I should so as to not waste your time. Starting off with the most important agenda in the list, you know how Matthew and Marilla did their parenting towards Anne? At first, it would seem like a simple instance of good cop, bad cop, where one is nice and the other harsh. But I had this conversation a month ago where someone asked me questions about what I would do in situations in which I was a father. And what did I learn from that? I found out that if I were a father, I would actually rely heavily on my future wife so much that a lot of my answers involve the both of us playing good cop, bad cop, depending on the situation. This gave me a sort of newfound respect towards parents, and especially single parents, because such a tactic is out of their reach. So, how does this relate to our anime? I'm of the belief that Anne grew up to be as great as she could have been only because Matthew played the role of the doting father while Marilla assumed the strict mother. If either of them wasn't there, I don't think Anne would be the girl that we know of by the time she reached adulthood. Second on my list is when Matthew suddenly died in episode 10. I mean, it was foreshadowed in the episode prior, but to see him die right off the bat, while I did shed a few tears, I was mostly fuming. I mean, why couldn't Miss Montgomery have Matthew die at least after Anne has finished college? I know I'm coping, but there's just something about what could have been situations that get me. In this case, what could have been if Anne went to Redmond and graduated there with Matthew and Marilla to witness it? You just can't have all the nice things, huh? In any case, third on my list, while I have a lot of characters to like in this anime, I feel obligated to give Miss Stacy a shout out. Because let's be real, lads and ladies, Miss Stacy is such a fine teacher. Perfect, even. She has an easygoing personality and the awareness that is required of a teacher. And it shows when the kids wanted her to stay when there was a rumor of her leaving. And if I might add, I don't know if she'll make an appearance in future episodes, but if she ends up getting married one day, whoever the guy is, he's one lucky dude to be chosen by her. And lastly, because the first core ended with episode 12, I have to mention Davy. This kid. I'm not gonna pretend that I was a gentleman when I was a kid because I'm far from it, but Davy makes me feel like a saint. Like, what's going on in his head? I have a lot of hurtful words to say to him, but I've steeled myself to be like Anne. So, what I'll say is this. If Anne wasn't here for Davy, the kid's definitely going to be a lost cause once he grows up. I just feel bad for Dora that she became a victim on at least 2 occasions because of this misguided child. Anyway, that's it from me for the first core of Anne Shirley. Definitely my anime of the season. So, yeah. Until next time then, everyone.